watching movies and jamming out. KFlix 198.4 Fiction Radio.
Welcome back to K-Flix Fiction Radio. This week we're talking about another insanely recent property. Something that 3 people told me we had to cover on the show. It's the movie of the summer, KPop Demon Hunters.
It's K-Pop Fiction Radio this week.
It sure is. The K stands for something. Love it.
It was a fun movie.
It really was. It had Scott Pilgrim vibes.
It does. It has Scott Pilgrim, Everything Everywhere All at Once, sort of things happening at every corner kind of intensity and energy.
Yeah.
It took me back to our pilot recording, honestly, also just doing a newer animated feature.
Yes, absolutely.
It reminded me of where we started with Turning Red. And I felt out of my depth on that one because I don't know a lot about Western pop music, and I feel exceedingly more out of my depth on this one because I don't know anything about K-pop, but we're learning.
That's true. But that's one of the fun things about doing this show is getting exposed to things that we normally wouldn't be exposed to.
Damn right.
I have a small history with K-pop. I've been exposed to some K-pop throughout my existence.
Oh, yeah?
And it was pretty fun to have little flashback moments doing research and sort of casually remembering some of these songs and being like, oh man, that's really cool. Going back and re-listening to the songs and really enjoying them again for the first time in over a decade.
Oh, wow. Awesome, dude. I wish I could say the same. I don't even want to say familiar with. I have been introduced to, more in general, the music of Korea, of Japan, but I would not say I'm familiar at all with K-pop, J-pop, that kind of the cutting edge teen music side of things.
Totally fair.
So, Shawn, quick vital stats on K-pop Demon Hunters, and this is going to be a little different than our usual rundown because this movie is happening right now. Like, it's been out for a couple of weeks at this point, as of our recording time. So numbers can change. But as of right now, it has been number 1 on Netflix for some time and has reached number 1 on Netflix in 23 different countries, although I think it was released in 80-something. Well, however many countries Netflix is in, it's in all of them.
Wow.
The soundtrack itself has gone to number 2 on the Billboard 200 albums chart.
Yeah, not even the soundtrack chart.
No, yeah.
It's on the main
the
charts,
albums chart. Yes, number 2.
Yeah.
The song Golden, which is kind of the big hit from the movie by the band Huntr, it has hit number 6 on the Hot 100. It's gone number 1 on the Billboard Global chart.
Wow.
The movie was directed by Maggie Kang and Chris Applehans.
This was Maggie's directorial debut.
Yeah, that's correct. But she's been around. She was the head of story on the Lego Ninjago movie, which I don't have kids, so I don't know about that one, but I know it was big.
Yeah, I remember it coming out for sure.
And she's worked as a story artist on things as far back as Shrek, Puss in Boots, and the Kung Fu Panda series.
Yeah, lots of animated heavy hitters.
Big time. And speaking of, the other director, Chris Applehans, directed a movie called Wish Dragon, and he also worked as an artist and designer in various capacities on movies like Monster House, Coraline, and Fantastic Mr. Fox, which...
Great movies.
All tracks to me because this movie, K-Pop Demon Hunters, has like such a vibrant, colorful palette that I feel this guy has to at least be partially responsible for because those other movies are much the same, just really visually popping.
That's very true. Yeah. Yeah. And all in very unique ways too.
Definitely. Yeah. Coraline, color was a big thing of it coming in and going out and all that stuff.
Right.
I know this is K-Flix Fiction Radio, and we're here to talk about the music, but were there any non-singers in the cast that caught your eye?
Yes. Ken Jeong is in the cast.
Ken Jeong is the manager of the band Huntr, Bobby.
And also, we get a little bit of a lost reunion
with
this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. Daniel Dae Kim as Healer Han.
The doctor, the
kooky
crazy doctor.
with the grape juice. Yeah. And then Yoonjin Kim as Celine, who is like the mentor. Like, she's the woman who raised Rumi.
Right.
The main character.
Yeah, very cool, man. I was really thrilled to see all three of them in the cast list.
A couple other mentions I caught. We also have a guy named Lee Byung-hun. He's the voice of Kima, the like demon overlord, like the
fire
Sauron of this universe. Yeah, he's a fire. Yeah, he's like not a creature. He's just an essence, an energy that gives you bad thoughts.
It's kind of like Tim Curry in Fern Gully.
Yeah, definitely. Same vibe, for sure. But yeah, that actor is in some things. He's most known for Squid Game, which you've seen, I have not seen, but he's in Squid Game. He's in a Korean film called I Saw the Devil that is pretty highly revered. Apparently, casting him brought some prestige and kind of helped them get more, top talent and funding and all that stuff. He was a good get.
He's got a great voice, so...
And he's also the only actor, as far as I know, who did both the English and Korean language versions of the film.
Oh, fun!
The last name I want to bring up, because I don't think I have a clip from her, but that is a woman by the name of Leah Salonga. Have you heard of her?
I don't think so.
She's pretty legendary. She does the singing voice of Celine, the mentor character. She only sings for a little bit, but Leah Salonga was in the original Broadway cast of Miss Saigon. She was like heralded for her performances in what's the fucking French prison musical?
Les Mis.
Les Mis. She's played multiple characters in Les Mis to great acclaim. She's also the singing voices of both Princess Jasmine in Aladdin and Mulan in Mulan.
Wow.
So, big time legend.
Damn. That's a heck of a career.
Yeah. Not too bad. Likewise, I think she was a pretty big get for the makers of this movie.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, for sure.
Did you happen to read anything about the longer cut of the movie?
No, I don't think I caught that.
So reportedly, the original cut of this thing came in around 3 hours.
Whoa.
And then was cut down quite a lot because Netflix has a pretty hard mandate, I guess, for animated features at 90 minutes.
Oh. Well, I mean, good.
I mean, I'm for that. I'm for movies being shorter again. Let's normalize movies being shorter again. They've gotten too long to like differentiate themselves from television.
Yep.
But yeah, there's apparently a much longer version, and there have been some gripes by the public and some stuff that I can't even speak to, gripes by the Korean public about culture portrayal and stuff that I'm not qualified to talk about. But apparently some of this comes down to things having to be cut and sort of squished and stereotyped to fit the 90-minute window.
Okay, well, that's not so good.
That's less good, but I'm sure there's a happy medium somewhere.
Well, there has been a growing trend of releasing very popular Netflix things in a physical media sense. So maybe you can get like a Blu-ray or a 4K to come out with an extended cut.
Oh, with like a director's version. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool to see. Now that I'm like in, I don't like being faced with a 3-hour movie when I don't know anything about it. But now that I've seen this, I'm like, okay, I would venture to check out a more fleshed out version.
That's so true.
Now, I named a few members of the cast that are like more familiar to us from like Western productions, right?
Yes.
And things that we've seen because we're old. There's also a ton of people in this movie who are like new to the scene, who I don't know much of their work, but they all do a great job.
Oh, yes.
In no particular order, we have Arden Cho, Mei Hong, and Ji Young Yu as the members of Huntr, the sort of main all-girl band of the movie.
And they did fantastic jobs.
They were great. And those are the speaking voices that I have to mention. This movie has separate actors for speaking and singing.
Yes. The actors did not provide their own singing voices for this production.
Correct. And then the last voice actor I wanted to mention was the voice of Jinu, who is sort of the antagonist turned ally of the movie.
Yeah, the main demon.
The main demon, who, I don't want to spoil it because it is new. But anyway, he is voiced by a guy named An Hyo-sep, who is actually also a singer. He didn't provide the singing voice for this, but he kind of came up through the K-pop, studio world.
Okay. Interesting that he didn't provide his own vocals.
Yeah, I don't know how this stuff goes down, but he we'll go back a bit here. He's a successful actor in K-dramas, which again is a world I don't know much about at all. But he's a K-drama actor. But he was prior to that a trainee at JYP Entertainment, which is one of the big K-pop studios in South Korea. One of the big three agencies, they say. So he was part of a development team for this group called GOT7. I'm not familiar. They're probably insanely popular. I'm sure people are screaming at us, you've never heard of GOT7? I'm not familiar, but they're big. And he got to the point where like he was like an understudy, I guess, for them.
Oh.
He was like with them almost all the way until he got cut, supposedly because he was too tall. And it stood out too much from the rest of the guys in the group. So not even about singing at all.
Yeah, no.
Just image stuff.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Now that we've run down a lot of the cast and things like that,
yeah,
I just want to toss out one of those K-pop songs that I mentioned at the top of the show that my brain brought to the front and was like, hey, you need to remember this, just because the song is so fun and perfect for the time in which it came out, and you're going to hear that when I play it.
Okay.
It's a song from Big Bang, even though it's just one of the members of Big Bang.
Okay.
Seung Lee. And the song is called Strong Baby.
I'm excited.
I was in love with this song when it came out in 2009. So like 2009, 2010, I was so into this. It's like the K-pop Justin Timberlake, like sexy back.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Hey, sexy.
Oh, yeah. The intro that you just played was like it felt like a take on like the Kanye West thing. And then it went into this is Timbaland right here.
Yep. Big time Timbaland vibes.
That's super fun.
Yeah.
Wow, that song's from 2009, you said?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, man.
That's great. Well, as long as we're playing some clips of stuff that's not from this movie, I figured I would just do a rundown here and give you one song each from the three vocalists who provide the actual singing for the members of Huntr.
Oh, I love that.
Cool. First up, I have a clip from the singer Ray Ami, who provides the vocals for Zoe in Huntr.
Awesome.
This is a clip of the song Freak by the artist Suburban featuring Ray Ami.
I know I've said this a couple of times, but it's got Lady Raven vibes.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's a testament to how good the Lady Raven songs were.
Yeah.
To how many songs that I've been like, hey, that kind of reminds me of a Lady Raven song.
And sort of the general, like, cool darkness thing that's coming into pop music now.
Yes, I think that's why so many things are reminding me of Lady Raven songs, because they all have that, like, melodic, creepy groove to them.
And there's like a cliff on every,
Yes.
measure. The beat is always dropping in a really fun way.
Yeah.
That song Freak is, I'm told by the internet, was like a TikTok viral sensation thing. I missed that one.
I missed that one too.
But it happens all the time.
It's a cool sounding song.
And TikTok is a powerful platform.
Oh my God, is it?
We're on that now, by the way.
We are on TikTok now, yes.
Finally. Next up, I have the artist Audrey Nuna, who is the only person in this movie, well, aside from the old-time actors I named earlier, but the only singer in this movie who I was familiar with beforehand. So I just want to play a clip of her song, Damn Right, because it's a bop.
Everybody talking shit and they doing right, doing right, doing right, shit doing right. Saying plastic on my wrist and they doing right, doing right, doing right.
I had not heard this before. You sent it to me earlier today, and I really appreciate the chip-choppy vocal structure in this one.
Yeah. Didn't even think about that, but yeah, hit Shawn right in the chip chops.
It did.
Audrey Nuna provides the singing voice of Mira in the movie.
Mira was my favorite of the three characters. It was very Rosa Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine-esque.
Yeah, she's the sarcastic one.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Saving the number one for last, we have the singer for the character Rumi, who is, I would say, inarguably the main character of K-pop
Yeah,
Demon Hunters.
definitely.
And this one's interesting because Rumi's singing voice is done by an artist named EJ. And EJ, I don't have a clip of her singing because she didn't really do any singing before this, but she's written and produced a ton of like K-pop hits. She's worked with Red Velvet, aespa, Twice, and New Jeans, just to name a few. I know these are all pretty big artists. She, much like An Hyosep, came up in the competitive world of K-pop, never made it into a group of her own, and just then became a badass songwriter composer. So she was hired to compose songs for this movie, and then when she recorded her vocal demos for those songs, the director Maggie Kang heard it and was like, "Oh, I'm putting you in, like you're the voice."
Love that. Love
Which is
that.
cool. Such a cool story.
Very cool.
But I did want to, because I don't think we're going to talk about it later, play a clip of the song Free from this movie that EJ wrote.
It's just easy when I'm with you. No one sees me the way you do. I don't trust it, but I want to. I keep coming back to why does it feel right every time I let you in?
Now, this part of the song is one of those songs that rhythmically I hear another song playing in my head, but I cannot place what it is. But that structure right there for like
what
that
does it feel
15
like part?
seconds. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I know that there's a song that has a very similar vocal pattern to that, and I can't figure out what it is to save my life.
Ooh. I want to hear it again.
Why does it feel right every time I let you in? Why does it feel like I can tell you anything?
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's almost
You're
exactly
waggling
the
your finger.
same.
What does this mean?
beat structure. Well, no. It's like the syncopation is the same.
It's the same as some other song.
Yes.
Yeah,
For that section specifically, and I can't figure out what it is.
I'm not coming up with anything in this moment. I'll think on it.
It's different from the last time where I was like giving you sort of lyric examples. I can't think of any of the lyrics for this song. It's not a song that I know as well as the Calling song that you threw out last time.
Because we all know the Calling song.
Well,
Deep in our hearts.
yeah. It's just buried deep in my soul.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. But if I come up with it before edit time, we'll sneak it in there.
Yes. Yeah. And if we don't, dear listeners, please leave it in the comments somewhere.
Yes.
Shoot us an email. It's driving me up the wall.
Yeah. What does that song sound like? Free from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yes.
All right. Well, that was my little diversion into how we might know the singers in this movie.
I love that, man. What a great rundown. And you even got us an extra song from the soundtrack.
Yeah. Trying to slide it in there, you know?
Yeah.
We aim to produce dense, quality, maximum content.
Exactly. Let's slide another song from the soundtrack that's not from the Saja Boys or Huntr. This is a song that really caught my ear and a song that I like a lot on the soundtrack. It's called Love Maybe, performed by Mellowmance. Now, did this song remind you of any Western music while it was going, Dustin? At
No.
any point in time?
Let me think about it. Not particularly, but I will say this is more in line with the type of music from Korea that I do listen to more regularly.
Not even right now?
I mean, like the little Stevie Wonder, kind of harmonica thing going on.
Right. Yeah, it's got some big time Stevie vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Little For Once in My Life. Mm-hmm. It's got that like general vibe to it as well.
Yeah.
It's like
that's
a
good
very
call.
happy song.
Yeah, I dig that song a lot.
It's really good.
I do have a little more info on it if you don't.
Yes, please hit me with it.
That song was apparently featured in, I don't have the name of it. It was featured in a show that the actor that we talked about earlier, who plays Jinwoo, was in, like one of those K-dramas that he was in.
Oh,
so
great.
it's sort of like an inside joke. It was actually apparently used, it was put in as a temp track in the edit. And then they just ended up sort of keeping it. I like that. I like that these directors try stuff and they go, hey, that worked. And they're not afraid to like stick with it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we're going down that road, I have a song from the soundtrack that I have no reason to play other than I thought it was just a really cool song. And it's the only one on here that's older than us. It's the song Path by Jokers, and it's from 1971. It's like an Everly Brothers song.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they might as well be saying This Magic Moment there. Like it works very much the same way.
Oh, it's so true.
That's some good like Vince Gilligan soundtrack fodder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just like a body melting in acid to that song.
Totally, yes. Yeah, some real dark shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
16 prisoners getting shanked or something. Who knows? But all right. Let's get to more of the music from the movie, sung by the characters in the movie.
And we might as well start where the movie starts because it's a fantastic opening and a song to match. The song's called How It's Done. This song's got a lot of chip-choppy vocal structure too.
Sure, yeah.
This is such a good opening to the movie. It's just really fun, super high energy. It's crazy catchy.
I love the setup too. They're in like a Josie and the Pussycats movie scenario where they're on a private jet being sort of tricked by someone who's planning to kill them by crashing the jet. But like it's also great because I didn't know how they were going to get into this. Were they going to find out that there were demons and they needed to be hunted? And like, was that going to be half the movie? No. Right away, they're like, oh shit, they're demons. We got to kill them. We do this all the time. And you get this awesome song while they're doing it.
They just skipped over the origin stuff at the beginning, put you right into the action, gave you this killer song, and then took you on the ride. And I thought it was great.
Yeah, man. That song, and particularly the clip you just played, reminds me a lot of an artist. She goes by the name Marina, but she used to be known as Marina and the Diamonds. And that's when I became familiar with her. And it just made me think of a few songs, but I'm going to play a clip of the song Hollywood from her 2009 album.
Oh my God, you look just like Shakira. No, you're Catherine Zeta. Actually, my name's Marina. Your mind is just...
This bit, where like sort of everything drops out.
Oh, yeah.
And you get these like drum punctuated build up.
Yeah, that's good.
I really like Marina. I think she's one of those pop artists like Lorde who like just outside the whatever the big the big standard column is, and it's just more fun to listen to.
Yeah, totally. I had not heard that song before, but that's pretty fun.
It's a good album. I can't remember the name of the album, but it's a good album. And she's got like 20 more since then.
There's a very particular line delivery in this song that made me think of Lady Parts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's just like the way that the line is delivered felt like a line delivery that would have been in one of the Lady Parts songs. So I just want to play Fit Check from my Napalm era and see if you agree. It's the way that they hit era.
Yeah.
Like really in the Lady Parts groove there.
Definitely. Yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah.
Punk inspired.
Right, yeah.
Punk inspired pop vocals.
Yeah, I really liked that inflection there, and it really just triggered the Lady Parts memories.
You're totally right.
Oh, that's fun. I'll just go ahead and throw that out there.
I love that the K-Flix universe is expanding enough that our references are now, at least if you've listened to the show up to this point, you might understand them without extra research.
Well, if you don't, go back and listen to that episode.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
But in terms of the song in general, I was trying to absorb enough K-pop in preparing for this show where I could try and find modern K-pop references, and I could try to sound like I know what I'm talking about. So
that's admirable. I love that you want to sound that way. I've just been making a disclaimer before almost everything I say to be like, I don't know anything.
Well, I'm making the effort here, kids. Maybe I'm talking horse shit, but
no, we appreciate that.
I feel like this song has a lot of Blackpink influences from the Blackpink songs that I was taking in. I want to play Pink Venom from Blackpink because I feel like it shares a lot of the same elements.
Let's hear it.
Buy one and two, buy two. 내 손끝 하나에 다 무너지는 중. 가짜 쇼 지금 화려해. It makes no sense. You couldn't get a dollar out of me. 자, 오늘 밤이야. 난 독을
It almost times out sort of perfectly, too, of like a couple of people having verses and then it drops back out and sort of builds back up again. It's almost like it's pretty close to the same sort of structure.
Totally. Man, I just want to say I'm so susceptible. Like, you can get me every time with that, like, that sound effect. It's not even a musical sound. It's just a sound effect that's in a song. It's in every movie trailer. It's in everything. But I'm not tired of it yet, surprisingly.
No, it works.
Yeah, okay. Good comparison. I like that. I've heard of Blackpink.
Yes.
They're big enough that I've heard the name before. Yeah, okay. So that's Huntrix.
Yes.
The main trio of Demon Hunters.
Yes. Before we move on to Saja Boys, I just want to go ahead and talk about one of the producers. There are so many songwriters and so many producers that are attached to all of these songs. It's not going to be conducive for our time frame for us to talk about all of them.
To list everyone. Yeah, K-pop is a machine for sure.
Right.
So many names on these.
But I do want to just highlight one because I discovered a song that I'm quite a big fan of now, so I just want to bring it to the table. So one of the co-producers for this song and also Golden is a man named Teddy Park, who at one point was a member of 1TYM, and I came across their song Hot, and it is a certified banger, so y'all gotta hear it.
Afro, cornrow, 때론 빡빡이 두렉, 두건 난 힙합 날라리 내 스타일은 머리부터 발끝까지.
That little synthesizer crawl is like an Eminem thing.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very like Dr. Dre-ish. Mm-hmm. And he's also worked with Blackpink, who we just mentioned, and Big Bang, who I brought up in the opening of the show.
Yeah. I believe Teddy Park is a pretty big time name in K-pop production.
That Hot song right there was scratching an old hip hop vibe that I was really feeling.
Nice. Yeah. I love hearing those influences in here. Teddy Park is one of the founders of the label, the Black Label, which is actually who put out this soundtrack.
Yes.
Oh, just also to note, EJ was also a co-writer on this track.
Yes, they were. Yeah. Now we can get on to the Saja Boys.
Yeah. So the main opposing force, the boy band, the evil boy band of demons, known as Saja Boys. Well, I want to go to where they very first start, and that is when a guy we come to know as Jinu, who is like he's the Justin Timberlake, right? He's the main guy.
Yeah.
Approaches the evil demon overlord Kima. I do not know if I'm saying that one right. Approaches the evil wall of fire demon overlord and says, "Hey, I know how we can defeat the humans." And he's like, "It's with music." And he sings this little song as he's walking up to pitch his idea.
And will he let the fire go out? Is this the end of him now? Dying king with the crumbling crown. Will he let the fire go out?
It's also where we see that cool, cuddly tiger thing for the first time.
Oh, that thing is adorable.
Yeah, it's cute.
Adorable.
I really liked that because it's like this, first of all, it's a reference to the fact that he's 400 years old and originally sold his soul to be good at music, back in the palace days. But in that way, it reminds me of like bard music, of like traveling musician, medieval kind of music. And specifically, it made me think of the song Toss a Coin to Your Witcher from Netflix's The Witcher series, based on a video game.
Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty.
You know, they both just conjure an image of a like a lone guy with a mandolin, ukulele type, some sort of small stringed instrument, smaller than a guitar.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fun bit to include.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he goes on to pitch his idea of forming an evil boy band of demons, and they become Saja Boys.
And the first Saja Boys song that we hear is a big-time earworm called Soda Pop.
넌 내 거야 이미 알고 있잖아 Cause I need you to need me I'm meant to feed me so refreshing My little soda pop You're all I can think of Every drop I drink up You're my soda pop
This is the song of the movie for me. The snaps and the claps, that slick break before the chorus, the fucking opening of the soda cans before the chorus pops in. You got this goddamn whistle coming at me. It's so fucking good and catchy. You got this rap breakdown. It's like the perfect boy band song. It has all of the tropes that you want.
Yeah, it really, I mean, that's what K-pop is, right? That's what they've perfected.
Sure.
It's just giving you a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's also funny because it references sort of a real K-pop thing where it's like when you first come out, it's often packaged with a product or something.
Right.
You're part of the advertisement.
Uh-huh.
Like that's, I think, not an uncommon experience. So for them to be also hawking soda, that happens to like make people demon friendly or whatever. is well played.
But then also having the meaning of wanting to drink all of the people's souls like soda pop, because that's what they're there to do, is to suck all their souls out.
Literally feed on humanity.
Yeah.
This is one where I read this, and I think you mentioned this to me. Like they intentionally made this sort of a slightly hollow commercial sounding song.
Oh, yes.
Because they wanted to emphasize that there is no soul to it, that it needs a soul.
Yeah.
Compared to the Huntr songs, which are more like vulnerable and from the heart.
I love when they put that much thought into the songs that are going to be used in things, and it really helps add to the whole story and feel of everything.
Shout out there to the movie's music supervisor, Ian Eisendrath, and the whole team of people who put these together, because they really did put that kind of thought into every song.
It shows, and it works. It paid off big time. Once again, I was trying to listen to enough K-pop so that way I could give some examples of my own accord.
Okay, yeah.
I came across a TXT song, and I thought that it had some of the elements of soda pop. So here is Sugar Rush Ride. They have the breakdown after the chorus, not before the chorus. Also, what do you get from drinking too much soda? Sugar Rush Ride. We got whistling too. We got the whistles.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I would argue also that it joins the huge pantheon of food songs that we've talked about previously. I think Watermelon Sugar is in there as well, just of specifically comparing like your baby to a sweet treat.
Absolutely.
I think the creators may have said that it was at least a little inspired by the song Butter by the legendary BTS.
I also came across that information. That's a great song with a good groove, and I see where the inspiration would come from in there.
And another sticky food that it's about.
Yeah, exactly. Food songs are great, man. I'm a big fan of some food songs.
Yeah,
I've talked about my love for LL Cool J.
I was going to say, go back a few episodes, and Shawn will give you a lesson in LL Cool J's food songs.
He's the master, man. Nobody does it like LL. This song also triggered another K-pop song that I was in love with many, many, many moons ago. It's a song by Hyun Ah called Bubble Pop.
너에게 날 맞추지 마 나에게 더 바라지 마 거품처럼 커진 맘을 bubble.
I was so fucking in love with this song.
That's great. It's like they just took the term bubblegum pop, which this all is, and they were like, no,
Yeah.
literally, just call it bubble pop. That's kind of a fun thing about K-pop songs when they have the English verses and stuff. Is like
Yes.
the words they're not necessarily like really thought out sentences or stories or anything like that. But it's the thing that like we started doing over here in the 2000s with the Britney Spears and the Backstreet Boys when we started having Swedish dudes write all their songs and give them
Absolutely.
nonsense things to say.
Uh-huh. Yeah, totally.
It's across pop now. It's like the words are a means to make the vocal instrument happen.
Yes.
It's less about
as
what
long
they're
as
saying.
this. Yeah, it's all about the syllables and how it sounds. It doesn't matter if it makes any damn sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, does it sound good?
Does it make you dance?
Yeah, Bubble Pop. I was so thrilled when my brain remembered Bubble Pop.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, way to pull it out there. You had a K-pop phase about 10 years ago, huh?
Yeah, 15.
Or 15. Yeah. So, I think let's skip ahead here in the movie. Like normal, we're not going to talk about every song.
No, there's too many songs.
There is one which you may notice that we're holding out on, and that's because we're going to call an expert here in a little bit.
Yes, we are.
To talk about that one. But for now, I want to skip ahead to the song Takedown, which is, we get quite a bit of this song in the movie, actually, because it's kind of at a pivotal point where they're deciding whether they want to release the song or not, whether it's too mean to the demons, all kinds of stuff. But I think it's a
pretty
badass
good song.
Here's a clip.
You're up and take you down.
It's another one of those songs that has that haunting melodic groove to it.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, more Lady Raven comparisons, definitely.
Again, yeah, absolutely.
And it's just got that constant beat drop thing, and you got the cool, like, there's a whole rap verse there where they all get in on it. I mean, yeah, they play this song quite a lot in the middle part of the movie, but I believe they're like fighting katana swording demons on top of a train during that rap bit, which is pretty cool.
I think that's right. Yeah. The action sequences in this movie were pretty rad.
Yeah. So I said katana there. Katana is a Japanese weapon. I'm sure there's a name for the Korean version. Don't crucify me. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry.
God, way to just not say sword, Dustin.
I know. Where they're swinging a metal object that's also
that has
magical.
blades.
Yeah.
Yes.
But a really fun tune, and this is one where we get another version performed by other people.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah, a very famous group of people.
Yes, real life K-pop group twice.
당당하게 어둠 앞에 다가서 감흥 던뜨려. Yeah, it's a takedown. A demon with no feelings, don't deserve to live. It's so obvious. I'ma gear up and take you down.
Pretty cool that they were able to pull this off. Get like an actual K-pop band that's super popular to do a cover. You know, that's really neat.
Super big, and I mean, to be honest, definitely part of the overall strategy for this movie as a money-making enterprise. Definitely get the real artists in so you can get some chart headway, and all that stuff was thought about. I'm sure.
What was that word that you just said there, Dustin?
What word?
Strategy?
Oh yeah, strategy. I did say strategy. What do you have to say about that word, Shawn?
It's a Twice song on this soundtrack.
Hey boy, I'ma get ya real good. And
Did this song remind you of any Western music?
you'll be oh so glad that I met ya.
I think it did.
Step one, do my highlight.
I mean, again, I feel like Justin Timberlake territory.
It does have Timberlake vibes to it. I will give you that.
Okay, but you're not thinking of that.
No, to me, it gave off a little Bruno Mars
Oh.
24 Karat Magic.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. It is that like whatever that synth is, that sort of organ type synth that they're using. That's what seals it for me.
Yeah.
Both as a banger and as sounding like the Bruno Mars song.
Yeah, totally.
We get a little bit of the Twice performances at the end. If you stick around after the credits or during the credits of the movie, they actually show you some BTS behind the scenes. I should say behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's not BTS.
It's not BTS, it's Twice.
Yeah.
But of them performing the song Takedown in the studio.
I love that they put that in there for us to see. That was really cool.
Yeah, super cool to see.
I love getting a sneak peek like that.
Yeah, man. Anything you can do to keep people around for the credits, as a person who's occasionally in the credits of things, I love that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, blooper reels, I'm all for that too. Like, give me all the Jackie Chan style blooper reels.
Yeah, let's bring back more blooper reels.
Oh, I love a credit blooper reel. People that work in movie theaters do not. So, Dustin, you have lined up a K-pop expert for us to talk to in this show, correct?
That's right, yeah. And we have at least one more song, big song that we want to talk about. The song Golden by Huntr, which is the one that is fast becoming a real-life #1 hit.
Right, yes.
So I thought we could bring in an expert, and this is a guy I've wanted to get on our show for a while. It's my buddy Matt, who I think this is the perfect episode for him because he has not sent me a song in English since probably 2020.
Oh, great.
And I think this is going to be his bread and butter. So yeah, let's give him a call.
I love that. Let's get him on the horn here and click a few buttons, and here we go.
Yo. Oh, sorry guys. That means hello on the phone in Korean. I don't actually speak Korean, but I'm a fan of Korea and a fan of Korean music.
That's what I was just telling everyone. And you just got back from a trip there.
It's true. Yeah, I just spent about 10 days in Seoul. I was working on a shoot for an advertiser there in Seoul. It was an absolute dream assignment. Got to work with some K-pop idols. Can't tell you which ones. Sorry, guys.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. Got to see a little bit about how the K-pop machine works.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, met some great people, ate some great food, and kind of enjoyed Korea and Korean culture.
10 days. You also saw a music festival while you were there, right, Matt?
It's true. I actually attended 2 different music events. I attended one that was an outdoor music festival all day with a bunch of favorite kind of Korean indie artists like Sumin and Sunwoo Junga and a number of others. And then I also attended the K-World Dream Awards, in which I saw idol groups like IVE and Stray Kids and a number of other kind of top billing K-pop artists. So a cool kind of mix of different experiences.
Oh, man, that is thrilling, dude.
Yeah, it was really cool. I feel very honored to have gotten to go and, learn a little bit more about Korea and about Seoul.
That's also not your first time in Korea, correct?
That's true. I went once before in 2017, so about 8 years ago to date. And that's actually what planted the seeds for me kind of starting to get interested in Korean music and so forth. I was lying on the floor of a guest house in the town that hosted the Winter Olympics in Korea and just watching music videos from the heated Korean floor. And it just planted some seeds for me and kind of started becoming a fan at that time.
Oh, man. That's awesome. What were the seeds that got planted on that floor? Do you remember the specific videos?
Yeah. I was. I remember seeing at the time. I think it was Jay Park's "All I Want to Do," which is kind of like Korean R&B.
Oh,
watched that, and that was pretty cool. And then also like KARD, KARD, their song "Oh Nana," which I know is like kind of a song that inspired some of the current K-pop idols as well, at least if I'm watching my fandom videos correctly.
You got to keep it straight.
Oh, yeah. So thinking about this movie, the way I perceive it is that this is kind of a packaged K-pop experience for international audiences. I'm not sure, if you are a Korean living in Korea, I'm not exactly sure how you picture this movie.
Okay, sure.
For an international fan, it's a great intro to kind of like a somewhat packaged world of K-pop with the things that go along with it and some of the kind of struggles and obviously in a narrative format that's fictionalized and in a dream world.
It did feel like there was enough explainer material there that I was never like super lost.
Yeah, it hits certain beats where you're able to, just enjoy the kind of, narrative conflict of good versus evil and enjoy the characters. But the trappings of it all are in this kind of packaged K-pop experience that kind of gives people the beats for things that might help them understand, ideas of commercial K-pop and idol K-pop, I should say, on a broader level very quickly. There's obviously some dangers to that because you are trading in certain stereotypes.
Sure.
I don't think the movie does itself a huge disservice with this. I think they stay focused enough on the characters that it doesn't really become a problem per se. Again, if you're Korean, you might have a different viewpoint that this is maybe hitting too many tropes or something like that. But again, it's a fantasy. So I hope people aren't getting too hung up on that.
Yeah.
What this movie, I would say, definitely is not is like a complete explainer of Korean culture in any way.
I think that's been talked about, and I think we mentioned at some point earlier, Shawn, like there's a cut of this movie that's almost twice as long.
Yes.
That I think they have stated that they ended up sacrificing a lot of cultural stuff just to get it down to hit that, Netflix imposed 90-minute length for animated stuff.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Not saying there's, that's going to be a perfect thing either culturally or whatever, but like there's more out there that was cut.
Definitely.
I do think that you are right, though, Matt, in the fact that this is more made as an introduction for international audiences who haven't been exposed to K-pop for whatever reason in their life yet, And to hook kids this early with an animated movie is only going to help breed more and more fans because they're going to get older and then, their kids will then be exposed to K-pop and so on and so forth.
Yeah, this is a great marketing piece. And adding to that, it's like, I don't know if a lot of people know this if they've not visited Korea, especially Seoul in particular, but a lot of the locations that you see in the movie are real places, especially in Seoul.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can go to Seoul and visit, places like where Rumi and Jinu meet in the park with the wall. That's a real place
with all the stairs,
called Naksan Park. Yeah,
Cool.
You can climb to the top of that. It's not something I'd want to do in summertime because it's a mountainous place.
It's a legit
I was just
climb.
in Seoul. It's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit with 90% humidity. I did not go to Naksan Park.
I bet not.
Yeah, and like, for example, the place where the Saja Boys perform Soda Pop for the first time, that's a real place called COEX K-Pop Square. So you can go there. I mean, you could pretty much visit all these locations in the course of a day or two and, give you a better feel for what it is to be in Seoul. So you're seeing real places. I think that's maybe potentially where the conflict of you involve a real place but with a lot of stereotypes. You're not fully in a fictionalized world in this movie. You are seeing real places.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a bit of a crossover there that's kind of interesting, but I think it works pretty well, and it kind of brings you into that world and makes you interested in maybe going to Korea or experiencing some of these things. So, for better or for worse.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I have to assume that's going to help tourism. As a person that loves to visit filming locations from movies and TV shows, that is very appealing to me, knowing that they are real places that you can go see for your own eyes.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, for example, like Naksan Park, which I was talking about with the wall, the mountainous park, I saw some article that said that place has been tagged over twice as many times in social media in a given time period since the movie came out.
Wow.
Over twice as many times relating to that same time period the previous year.
Right.
So people are coming out, they're singing the songs, they're doing their TikToks, whatever. So people are feeling inspired to go to these places. There's a lot of energy behind that, for sure.
Speaking of people singing the songs, I love to hear that that's happening in Korea, but just out here in Los Angeles, quite literally anytime I go someplace that has speakers, I'm hearing a K-pop Demon Hunters song in the shuffle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
At the grocery stores, flea markets, fairs, literally every place I go that has music playing, I will hear a K-pop Demon Hunters song.
It was pretty similar in Seoul as well when I was visiting. Like you walk by a coffee shop or another business, and you'll hear a variety of K-pop songs playing out the window or on the PA, and it was not super uncommon to hear like Golden playing on the PA out there as well. I mean, you're just as likely to hear an Ives song or an aespa song or any of the big groups, but K-pop Demon Hunters is part of what's happening over there too. I saw it promoted, and I mean, it's a feather in the cap of Korea, where they're like I said, it's going to promote some tourism, it's going to promote a lot more interest and new fans of the music type. And with K-pop being such a huge industry, they'll take what they can get in that regard. They're there to make money and keep the conversation going, for sure.
I mean, also, they're just good pop songs, too, It tracks that they would be like, well, it sounds just like what we're doing. Why not put it on the radio over here, too?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was looking up, like, the songwriting credits, and especially going back to, like, EJ, who you guys were talking about being the vocalist that did Rumi's part. I mean, she's worked on a ton of big,
her credits
huge K-pop hits of the past few years. I mean, that's on brand with what's happening right now. So it's a glide path from listening to Golden or Soda Pop into the other songs that you'd be listening to. Chances are they might have been even work. Chances are they might have had the same songwriters as God, I'm fucking so jet lagged. I should say, I want to be clear if I sound like a bit of a mental mess. I did just fly back from Seoul yesterday. It is technically 14 hours ahead on my body clock. So I apologize for any kind of inaccuracies. That is my disclaimer here. I'm still not quite right with being back in the US.
Jet lag like being flipped completely upside down. To have your noon be midnight is insane feeling.
I'm 14 hours off. Yeah. So,
well, really, since you were there for about 10 days, you were getting used to it, and then you had to now get used to normal life again.
I just adjusted like the day before I flew back.
Yeah, exactly.
I spent all day at a Jjimjilbang, which is like a Korean spa that you can go in and soak and get a massage and, hang out in, hot rooms and relaxing rooms and go get a bowl of soup at their food court. It's great. You can spend the whole day there. And after doing all that, like I got out of there and I was very much at peace and riding the metro back to my hotel. And I realized that on my, I guess my 9th day or 10th day, last day in Korea, that was when I had finally adjusted, which was such a nightmare because that meant that I was going to have to completely readjust once I got home.
Yeah.
So it was almost, like I felt very good and very relaxed. I mean, I have to unwind that knot again now that I'm home. It's still worth it, man.
Oh yeah.
It's still worth it. It's still worth it. And I mean, speaking of like tourism in Korea and stuff like that, I mean, it seems like Korea is hitting a real high point in terms of interest from world visitors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like it was already happening anyway because of the amount of output of K-pop, of K-dramas, so much output, so much cultural relevancy and so forth. This only adds to that. This is going to get new people into that and wanting to go visit. So it's pretty cool. What an engine. Very impressive.
I understand why this movie was such a hit for people that were unfamiliar with K-pop because the songs are great. The movie was a ton of fun, albeit it doesn't really get into the culture of Korea and things like that very strongly, but it was still a super fun ride. So I'm very happy that so many new people are getting exposed to the glory of K-pop.
Definitely. My friend Dave said, it's his family's favorite movie. His kids have made him watch it 5 times. And that information is now 2 weeks old. So I would probably add a multiplier effect on that at this point, because I know how many times he has seen the Minecraft movie, and I would say it is double digits at this point, at least.
Well, can I jump in and say you mentioned Golden a couple of times, and we haven't talked about Golden yet. We were sort of saving this for the end because it's the big song and because we wanted you here for it. I mean, the three of us talked a little bit before today about this, and I think there's one strong contender out there for like the real world inspiration for Golden.
Yeah, there is really one song in recent K-pop history that really parallels Golden best, and that is by girl group IVE, which is a six-girl group. It has Jang Won-young in it, who is arguably the face of Korean beauty. You see her everywhere in Seoul and in so many advertisements. And then An Yujin, who is in Eyes One, for anybody who's a fan. I know I am. And then 4 other members as well who debuted with the group. So the 2023 release by IVE called I Am. It's an absolutely anthemic girl group hit. And the first time I heard Golden, I heard this song in my head. I was like, okay, like this is a kind of, I wouldn't say it's a reference to the song at all. Like it's not a copy. There's nothing that anybody should be worried about here. But in terms of the tone, the pacing, the vocals, and especially the high notes, the crazy high, punchy high notes.
And also just the overall like message and vibe of the song, of it being an empowerment jam.
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely something that pushes you forward. So this song was the first thing that came to mind, like when I just started hearing the progression of Golden. And I do think that is intentional, because like, I mean, you know, you look at the Saja Boys song Soda Pop. I mean, that is obviously it's like a great parody song of so many other K-pop boy group songs that sound similar. But again, it's not quite parody, and it's not really even a comment. It's just like they understand the structure perfectly. Yeah, like it's a certain parroting of what's been going on, but it's so effective that it enters the conversation on its own as a song, if that makes sense. And that's true with Golden and the other songs too, because like you've got just such good songwriters that understand what makes a hit. So it's not a joke in the end. They're real songs, which I think is cool. So anyway, I was lucky enough to get to see IVE perform live at the K-World Dream Awards. It was pretty funny, being a middle-aged guy surrounded by everybody else with their light sticks and their cute culture stuff hanging off their handbags and everything like that. And there I was. But I got to see the girls perform live. They did not do I Am there because they're not promoting that song currently. But I got a taste of what that would feel like. So with I Am, I think the thing that draws to me the biggest parallels between that song and Golden are the high notes. And the reason for that is the way the high notes play character in the film K-Pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, they do.
You know, you have Rumi, the character, she starts to struggle to hit those high notes early on as her character starts to develop. And you see kind of a struggle for perfection on an acceptable level in the beginnings of what her character is, and her inevitability that she's going to have to accept a new version of herself, and that she can't hit the ideals that she was going for anymore. And I bet that's a common struggle for idols in the industry.
Yeah, that's something that I didn't realize was super prevalent in K-pop, was the pressure to continually hit all of these high notes, not only in your songs, but the pressure to continuously do them live.
It's interesting because you do see certain performers that will continue to sing live in a lot of instances, and it's oftentimes a mix of backing track and live vocals, and some performers almost never perform live. And no matter what, if you perform live, you stand a chance of not being perfect, and then the greater internet will start hating on you.
Sure.
And if you only lip sync, you know what's coming for you as well. You're never going to be perfect there either. So the seeking of perfection, I mean, it's impossible, as we all know. But especially in this world where everything is is packaged as perfect, and the fans demand a certain amount of fidelity to that. they're almost unreachable goals, especially for the young performers that are in these roles as idols.
With the live lip syncing, is there often a Milli Vanilli situation in K-pop where it's truly a faked thing, where the performers didn't even do the vocals themselves on the recordings?
Oh, that's a good question. I am not aware of that. And when you started mentioning Milli Vanilli, I thought you were talking about the performers having to deal with a skipping CD song.
Well, that too. That's also a problem.
I'm not sure if I've seen that. I think the backing track has dropped out on certain artists before, and I've had to figure out what to do, especially now that there's not so much like kind of poser accusations of like, especially for K-pop artists, because we all know there's like a certain amount of lip syncing going on, if not majority lip syncing, because the dancing is so intense you can possibly sing along with that stuff. So I don't think there's that kind of like seeking of calling somebody a poser for not singing live at this point, especially with certain performers where they know they really cannot carry the track effectively.
I was just going to add in also, like, this is not a K-pop exclusive situation, the whole singing versus backing track, or like what the mix is there. I mean, that's a pop music performance thing since, for the last 20 years, right? Like, or longer. I mean, Milli Vanilli was 30 or so years ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I think we've only moved more in that direction because of things like broadcast TV. Like, you can't, there's no allowance for anything to go wrong.
Absolutely. But yeah, that was a thing that I didn't realize was super prevalent in K-pop, was the pressure to keep singing higher and higher and higher all the time.
Oh yeah. And it's like, I don't think a lot of these vocalists can really live up to that, to be honest. Like the reason you're picked for a K-pop group, like I don't know if everybody knows this. The way K-pop groups are formed, at least with the big agencies, you basically either are scouted because of some kind of special ability. Like, for example, Kazuha, like from Le Sserafim, she was a ballet dancer. She's gorgeous. She can really move. She was not selected on her vocals per se. And her vocals are not anything people expect to be the best in the industry. Like, she is essentially a classically trained ballet dancer, whereas other artists will get selected for their group because they have strong vocals. And within each group, you'll have different defined roles, like main vocalist, sub rapper, maknae, which is like the youngest member in the group. That's a thing. The visual, the one that's supposed to be prettiest by Korean beauty standards, perhaps.
And this goes back too to like, I have to imagine the Spice Girls were selected in a similar way,
Well, I mean, all like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC were selected in similar stereotypical ways of like, you need the bad boy, you need the heartthrob, like you have to hit those markers.
It seems like there's always sort of like a rapper, a dancer, the big time vocalist. They all end up singing, but like the Timberlake, if you will.
Totally. I haven't looked into this, but you could probably draw parallels from the way the big K-pop agencies are set up to build groups, probably back to the way American boy and girl groups of their time, like the NSYNCs and so forth, were composed as well. I mean, like, there was no reason not to take notes from that type of stuff. So I assume there's some crossover there. But yeah, with that said, so you have certain people that are just stronger vocalists than others. So some, like, it'll depend on who's singing or who's performing live, I should say, if they even try to sing these songs live. And so, talking about IVE as a group, like, you have like Liz and An Yujin, and they will often go for the notes. And they're really strong vocalists. The other girls in the group, you don't hear it quite as much from them because they just, in my opinion, their vocals are not regularly as stable as these two. But you'll hear, I've heard clips of An Yujin missing high notes before, and then you look in the comments and there's just all this nastiness about how, she didn't hit the note or whatever. So once again, you can never be perfect. You're never perfect enough. And the high notes are when you really get exposed for that. Like, can you carry these huge songs? And should you even go for it? So it's a big struggle.
It's also interesting to me how much the high note is regarded in K-pop. It's been like, at least in current times. And it makes me wonder if like social media and everybody having a camera in their pocket would have affected, say, like Whitney Houston live back in the day, or Mariah Carey like being on tour, because they were very powerful belter high note singers. You know, like, were people pissed off in the early 90s if they weren't hitting those notes?
I don't know. Every night, yeah,
right, yeah,
totally, because it's like there was no option. You know, it's honestly refreshing to listen to music from before heavy editing and auto tune were even available.
Totally,
because you hear a different. I'm not saying I'm a purist. Like my goal, it's like I'm here to be entertained. I'm a K-pop fan. I'm willing to accept a certain amount of lip syncing and the polished perfection that comes with it. I can deal with it. You know, I'm not here to character assassinate anybody. These you know, young girls and guys, like, they've got a hard enough job. I don't need to make it harder. But they didn't have the option of living in this kind of perfect world where even if you recorded the vocals incorrectly, somebody could fix it for you. You did not have that option.
Right.
You do go back to some like older K-pop groups, which I know Shawn is a fan of.
Yeah.
Groups like Mamamoo and like Red Velvet, they can really sing. Like, they've got really strong vocalists in those groups. You're not seeing that quite as much these days. And that's not even a comment on K-pop Demon Hunters or anything like that. But the mood has changed in K-pop, where the dancing and the spectacle, the dances have become so impossibly hard, like, that there's no way to sing during them. Like, nobody could do it. So the harder the dance routine is, the more likely you'll never hear the song live.
That makes sense.
Wait, this is something this might be a dumb question, but is it a thing to where the dance in the music video is the dance they do on stage?
Oh, yeah.
Those correlate. Okay.
But dude, that's the same here for us. Like, if you went and saw NSYNC on the Bye 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 tour, they'd be doing the fucking the string dances. I guarantee it.
Oh, sure. Okay. I'd never even put that together.
Yeah.
That they have to mimic that part of it as part of the live performance.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like with the dance too. I mean, when you consider the throw of social media, I know we're like all over the place with these topics. Sorry, guys, but like with the idea of dancing in K-pop, I mean, the dance is almost as important or more important than the song. Like, for example, I can watch. I mean, not just me, but like, if I see clips muted on TikTok or YouTube, I can identify the song based off the choreography half the time. Like,
oh, wow.
Especially when it comes to K-pop, it's really easy once you start seeing the kind of signature moves that go along with it. So the visuals, not only how like attractive or striking the idols are, but also the way they move. That's a big part of the packaging of this thing. So it's a vital component, and more the dance is more and more part of it. I know that's not as big a part of the K-pop Demon Hunters world. Is there choreo for these songs?
For some of them, but for other ones, it's literally just them slicing demons in half. You know, so they do have some choreography moments, but they also have a lot of just like slaying demons. I think that the Saja Boys probably have more choreography than Huntr does in the movie.
Yeah, I think that's right. So, and thinking about the high notes of Golden, there is an important contrast that you hit later in the film when Rumi is coming to terms with who she is. She sings this song, What It Sounds Like.
Oh, right.
One of the first things you'll notice in that song is it does not have the skyscraper style high notes of Golden.
Right, yeah.
It's interesting to see that she's kind of repackaging herself as someone who is growing, and she does not feel pressured, or at least by design, she doesn't have to do a thing that has become impossible for her anymore. She can more accept herself in her new form as her group members and her fandom also learns to accept her at the same time.
I would say it seems like this group in the movie has more sort of personal freedom than any real group maybe has. In terms of choosing how to go about their careers.
Yes, that is also a fictionalization. It's called the K-pop. It's called the K-pop industry for a reason.
Right.
I mean, these are gigantic corporations that have an incredible amount of control over their idols. Like, it does not work like this where they go, we're going to release our new song now. We're going to go on tour now. We're going to take a break now. The idols do not choose. They do not choose. It's a massive machine, and you've got, like we're talking about, you enter the industry as a trainee. You can be a trainee for years or months or a day until they decide to debut you in a group, depending on if you fit the needs of what their group will have. And if you start looking at members of K-pop groups, it's like one of them, they almost went into this group, but then they went into this group. This person was almost a member of Blackpink, but they didn't join that group. And that's Mian from she's in G-Idol and now Idol. She was almost a member of Blackpink, but then she went into this other group.
I noticed that too when I was looking into like writers and producers of these songs. A lot of them, it was like, oh, they spent 10 years sort of doing the shuffle in the system, didn't get placed in a group, and ended up creating the music instead.
Oh yeah, like you guys were talking about EJ before. I started looking up her bio a little bit, which I'm sure a lot of people have. And she was a trainee under SM Entertainment for 10 years. Never got debuted in a group, and in the course of those 10 years passing, reports are that she then was considered at the age of about 20 or 21 to be too old to debut.
Holy moly.
Wild.
The year at the time was 2011.
Whew.
These days, you do see, groups debuting that have members that would be that old or older, but the standard is still people are pretty young.
Yep.
Sometimes also minors when they enter these groups. Some of these groups look like babies.
Yeah,
but they can get a longer career out of them too. Again, it's a machine.
Like sports. Yeah,
it is.
It almost seems like in the creative seat is the best place to land after all that, because you don't have to deal with the overwhelming fan pressure and stuff, and you still get to be part of it, and you still get I don't know what publishing rights are like in South Korea, but like I'm sure it pays well to write a K-pop hit.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how like EJ is like the kind of Cinderella story of this whole thing, and she's also performing the big numbers, like. The fact that like she never debuted in a K-pop group, which was obviously her goal, then re-entered the industry in more of a production and songwriting standpoint, worked on some really huge and notable songs like aespa's Drama and Armageddon recently, and Red Velvet Psycho, and a lot of other really recognizable songs for any, run-of-the-mill K-pop fan. And then, now here she is like singing the big numbers, like with her own voice.
Yeah. No touring required.
It's pretty spectacular. I watched a few interviews with her, and she's really grateful and like really wowed by this whole thing too. To kind of come at this. Now, she's now in her 30s and working professional in the industry. And for her to experience this level of success, it's very cool. It's an interesting story.
Yeah, I love a good story like that.
Oh, one thing I wanted to go back to on thinking about Golden and High Notes, the self-realization song of the movie is essentially what it sounds like, where the character gets to be herself.
Yeah.
But if you look at things, that is not the popular hit from the movie. So the public has once again decided that they wanted the more perfect version of things.
Right.
I want to give some credit to a YouTuber called Into Orbit, who did a really good video called What Golden Tells Us About the Current State of K-Pop, which we've referenced a little bit here already. So I think it's only fair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think one thing about this movie that it's kind of sneaky in the way that like this is injecting K-pop into a lot of people's lives and injecting interest in Korea and potentially Korean culture. Please go read the history before you make any assumptions, please. But even 5 years ago, I'd be walking around, in a store, and I'd hear a Twice song come over the PA. And everybody else was just shopping, having no idea that K-pop was already in their lives.
Yeah.
But this was their formal introduction to the fact that it has already happened. Like, it is already tipped. For better, for worse, whatever you want, it is part of the conversation now. And for everybody who spent a lot of time thinking, oh, this isn't cool, or, oh, that doesn't really fit my personal brand. Sorry, it's too late. It's already in, and it's okay to just kind of enjoy yourself to some degree. Does the industry have a lot of problems? Sure. Is it an idealized fake world that's being generated over and over again? And what's going on inside of, these big corporate K-pop labels? Maybe we don't want to know. Maybe that's not for today.
Right,
You know,
right.
but it's like this cultural output from Korea is now completely unavoidable for people. And that's what this movie has done. It's made people kind of come to the table and say, oh, I kind of like that, or at least I recognize it, and not just like, oh, this isn't for me. And that's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Absolutely it is. And honestly, I'm so excited by it. I love that it's getting more exposure and people are digging it, because pop music is supposed to be fun and enjoyable and universal, you know? So I love that it's crossing oceans.
Yeah, and I'm just glad I've got a new person to just start dumping Korean music onto, not just Dustin anymore. I know I can send it to Shawn and get him back into newer generations. We're now in the 5th wave of K-pop, Shawn.
Yeah.
Come on, come to the table, buddy.
I got to start surfing.
The other thing I'll say is there's just so much, there is so much good output from Asia right now. And it's not just K-pop. Like, you can go way deeper. There's incredible stuff happening in Japan, in Korea, in Indonesia, in Thailand, in the Philippines. A lot of this was inspired by K-pop, because I remember traveling in Vietnam in 2017 as well. And what were the kids listening to and dancing to on the street? It was K-pop.
Yeah.
You know, like, that was what had all of Asia's attention. It wasn't like American pop music. It was K-pop. And so as a result, you're starting to see girl groups come out of Indonesia, out of the Philippines.
Yeah.
This is like, it's all happening because of the Korean engine. So, I mean, if anything, like, this has all been bubbling below the surface if you lived in, you know, Europe or in the Americas. And you weren't paying active attention, but realistically, it's been affecting a whole generation of culture in Asia. And so here's your moment. Now you have a packaged item to present you with an introduction to what's been going on.
Oh man, yeah, I love it. I'm so happy for everybody that's getting introduced to the music stylings of K-pop now. I'm so happy about it.
Definitely, man. Well, tell you what, it's like, I think it's like 5:30 a.m. now for my body. So I should probably wrap it up, because I'm stopping making sense even to myself, and God knows to who else. But it's been really fun getting together with you guys. This is a topic, like, this is especially like the music output from Asia is a really important topic to me, and I'm a big supporter. So I'm happy to have been a part of this with you guys.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, and I knew you were the right guy for this. Thank you for all the perspective you just gave us.
Yeah, dude.
Get some sleep, sir. Enjoy that. Enjoy that rest. Yeah. We'll see you back in about 10 days.
Yeah. Oh, thanks so much, Matt. Really appreciate it.
No doubt, guys. 감사합니다.
Well, I assume that means goodbye. Man, I love when we have a guest on that actually knows things. Absolutely fantastic.
That was great. That was very informative. And I feel a little less like I am cheating our audience by talking about this stuff.
Totally, because, you know, I tried, but I am no expert. I'm still a novice. I just wanted to try and get, you know, some things to talk about here.
Yeah.
So now we can wrap up the episode having all of this awesome information just given to us. And I got to ask you the normal question. If Huntr or Saja Boys were real, in our reality, would you listen to them?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't plan on that being the outcome, but yeah, I'm into it, and I might be into K-pop now.
I know, right? I mean,
It might have just happened.
I listened to a decent amount of K-pop in prep for this, and I bookmarked quite a few songs. So
Definitely.
I might be in a whole new era here.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned next week for more K-pop fiction radio, because that's what we do now.
No. But we are coming in hot next week with This Is Spinal Tap. We're finally doing it.
That's right. In preparation for the release of the new film, we're taking on the greats, Nigel Tufnell, Derek Smalls, and David St. Hubbins, otherwise known as Spinal Tap.
I am so excited for this episode.
I'm stoked. I hope we can fit it all in one. This might be the most loaded episode yet, just in terms of personal feelings and excitement and everything I'm going to want to talk about.
That's fair.
So I apologize in advance if the Spinal Tap episode is long, but we'll make it worth it.
We always do. And if you had a good time with K-Pop Demon Hunters this week. Please give us a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're currently listening to this on. If it happens to be YouTube, give us a like and subscribe.
And find us everywhere at fictionradiopod.com and contact us at fictionradiopod@gmail.com.
We'll see you next week when we can't keep our drummer alive for This Is Spinal Tap.
Watching movies and jamming out. KFlix 198.4 Fiction Radio.